This podcast is sponsored by the book, The Biased Brain, by Bo Bennett, PhD. Dive into the world of cognitive biases and transform your understanding of reality. Get your copy today at thebiasedbrain.com.
How the IKEA effect influences business and consumer behavior. Discover how the IKEA effect shapes customer attachment and business strategy by tapping into human cognition and biases in decision-making. The IKEA effect, why building stuff makes us love it more. Have you ever bought a piece of IKEA furniture? You know, those famous flat-pack boxes with all the parts and a maze-like instruction manual, and then felt this weird, almost irrational attachment to it? Like even if it's a little crooked or wobbly, you swear it's the best coffee table ever? Well, you're not alone, and it all comes down to something called the IKEA effect. So what exactly is the IKEA effect? In simple terms, it's a cognitive bias, where people tend to value things more highly if they have put effort into creating or assembling them. This phenomenon was actually named after IKEA, the Swedish furniture giant, because their product model perfectly illustrates it. When you put in the time, energy, and sweat to build something yourself, your brain convinces you that the result is worth more than maybe it objectively is. This isn't just about furniture, though. It's big in business and marketing too. Think about it. Companies that let customers customize products or build something from scratch, like custom computers, personalized sneakers, or even craft beer kits, are tapping into this bias. When you put some of yourself into the product, you're more likely to feel connected to it, more likely to talk it up, or in some cases, pay a premium. From a business perspective, understanding cognitive biases like this can totally reshape how you approach product design and customer experience. Now, why does the IKEA effect happen in the first place? It's connected to how our biased brain works in human cognition. When you invest your effort, your brain kind of tags the item with that effort, increasing its perceived value. It's a quirk of how we process effort and reward. From an evolutionary point of view, this might have encouraged our ancestors to stick with tasks that required effort, which could have had survival benefits. But here's where it gets tricky. This is a classic example of bias in decision-making. Sometimes the attachment we feel to our homemade creations isn't fully rational. You could end up overvaluing something just because you made it, even if a professionally made alternative would be better or more efficient. For companies, this means there's a balance to strike. You want to engage customers and let them feel ownership, but you don't want them to think their hurriedly assembled product is perfect when it's really just good enough. Businesses that harness the IKEA effect can increase customer satisfaction and loyalty. The bias helps customers feel empowered and part of the creative process. It's an excellent example of why critical thinking and biases matter, both for consumers and businesses. What's fascinating is how this effect highlights the importance of understanding cognitive biases, how our brains can trick us into seeing value where it might not fully exist. This is why books like The Biased Brain by Bo Bennett, PhD, are super helpful. They break down how our minds work, why biases happen, and how to recognize them in everyday life, whether it's shopping, business decisions, or just navigating daily interactions. So next time you're putting together that funky bookshelf or customizing your own sneakers online, remember, your brain is playing a little trick on you, making you love that thing just a bit more because you helped make it. And in business, whether you're selling or buying, knowing about this effect could give you an edge. It's a perfect example of how a little bit of human cognition quirks can turn into something big. If you want to get better at spotting these kinds of biases that influence your choices and decisions, check out The Biased Brain. Explore the book and unravel the secrets of your mind today. It's packed with insights that can make you smarter in recognizing how your biased brain affects everything you do, from business to personal life.